Sini. Tulis kat chatbox. I record you guys.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to our panel and audience today. So my name is Nurul Nadratul Nabila binti Riduan as your moderator for today. So today we are going to talk about travel to Suranganu. As we know that each one of us, guys, I record you guys punya. Thank you so much Izati for recording our webinar session today. Okay, let's continue. As we know that Suranganu is a nature lover and each one of you, I guess, already traveled to Tiranganu, right? So the state of Suranganu overlooks the South China Sea of the east side of Malaysia. A charming holiday destination, Terengganu has a stretch of beautiful beaches and even more spectacular islands. So in this online webinar today, we are going to have a discussion to travel to Terengganu. I'm going to talk about advantage and disadvantages if travel to Terengganu, and not forget to mention, we are going to have a talk about if we are traveling alone. So with me now, I have 4 panel with me, which is 5 with me. I am a moderator, and Hasha as a tour guide, Liyana as an influencer, Shima as a blogger, and Jiha as a tourist. So before wasting a time, so we are going to moving on to the first panel for today, which is Hasha as a tour guide. So Miss Hasha, can you please introduce yourself to the audience today?
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Hasya Sahira. Before that, I'm sorry, I can't use a laptop because connection is slow and raining today. I am as a tour guide from Alam Travel and Tours Kuala Terengganu. In this webinar regarding to the topic Tourism to Terengganu, I would like to share some reasons why tourists need to visit Terengganu as a destination for holiday. As we all know, when we talk about Western states, it's become with beauty of nature and a culture heritage. The stage of Terengganu will be definitely referred to. So there are few reasons why tourists need to visit Terengganu as a destination, such as the first is because it has a best place for turtle landing in Malaysia. And second is about because it has the only state that has Islamic civilization park. So I think the two reasons that I had stated just now is very strong evidence why tourists need to visit Terengganu as a destination for holiday and so on.
Oh, it sounds really nice. So, can you please give me some reason why tourists say they love to travel to Suranganu because of the place of turtle landing? I think I'm interested to know more about turtle landing.
Thank you, Nabila. One of reason, I believe that tourists will not be disappointed to visit Terengganu because it has the best place for turtle landing in Malaysia. They are located at Batu Buruk. Do you know not every place is suitable for the turtle to lay their egg? Only a strategy and a safe land only a turtle can lay the egg like Batu Buruk and so on. I think I think I have a one interesting info that I would like to share today about turtle landing their coast stretching from Kemaman to Besut around 244 kilometer. So there's a very long distance, right? And I think amazing. You should grab it. Okay. Other than that, all right. To make sure that Batu Buruk is a friendly environment for turtle to lay their egg. There are a few things that tourists need to pay attention. First thing is about need to reduce the lighting to the turtle because why? Because turtle is susceptible to the light, and also do not disturb turtle while they are coming a show. Don't forget, before you visit Terengganu, especially if you want to see a turtle landing, make sure you coming with the correctly time because why? Not every time is suitable for turtle to lay their egg. I got a few days ago from article Berita Harian, which is they state around 2021 this year, around August is suitable time for turtle to lay their egg. So before you come in, make sure you get the latest information for your tour guide first.
Alright, so thank you very much, Miss Hasha, for your explanation. So I'm very excited to hear about this topic because I don't have any experience about it. So I heard that the other reason why people love to travel to Suranganu is because the Islamic civilization park at Kuala Terengganu. So Miss Hasha, can you explain more to us? Because I think it might be the best turning point for each one of us to travel to Terengganu.
That's true. Islamic Civilization Park, they're located at Pulau Wanman, Kuala Terengganu, is the first theme park that has Islamic characters in the world. It was opened around 2008 and until now, when we talk about Islamic Civilization Park, not only can visit by Muslim tourists, it open to all, which is a non-Muslim also can visit it, but has a few procedure need to follow before enter it. If you want to get a more detailing about Islamic Civilization Park, you can directly search www.islamiccivilizationpark.com.my for further information. The interesting about Islamic Civilization Park, which is it has a figurine scale down replica of 21 monument that from Islamic world. So when you go there for your visit, especially during your holiday, you can see a different type of monument, different shape, and so on. Other than that, you also can take a picture as a memorable because around there have a lot of corner, which is a nice scenery and a sea around the Islamic Civilization Park. So you need to grab it as a destination. Other than that, you when we talk about Islamic Civilization Park, not only you just go and take a picture as a memorable, but you also can explore and learn more about Islamic history too.
Alright, thank you, Mihasha, for your explanation. That's extremely interesting. So, from what I heard you say just now, Islamic civilization has a lot of their uniqueness, right? So, I'm pretty sure that every Muslim must be proud of it. So, before we end our session with our tour guide today, can you, Miss Hasha, as a tour guide, give your last word to our audience today?
Before I stop our season as a tour guide, I would like to invite everyone, especially tourists, to visit the Tiranganu as a destination for holiday because why? It is the only place that famous with turtle landing in Malaysia and also the only state in Malaysia that Islamic Civilization Park. So if you want to get a package, you just directly contact our company www.alamtravelandtours Kuala Terengganu for detail. And also, I think today I have a new information, an interesting information I would like to share, which is you can grab it. Our company has provided until in the end of the year, which is all package including a voucher and a very affordable price. So you need to enjoy it and grab our company voucher. I
Alright,
think that's
Mihasha.
all for me.
Alright, Mihasha, I will grab it from you after finishing this online webinar. So in my conclusion, Hasha has a lot of experience as a tour guide. So as we know that Suranganu has a lot of interesting place to visit. Just what Hasha said just now, like Islamic civilization and turtle landing. So thank you, Mihasha, for your explanation. So now we are moving on to our next panel, which is Miss Liyana as an influencer for today. So Miss Liyana, can you please introduce yourself to our audience today?
Alright, Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nur Liyana Iqlima binti Rozman as an influencer in the webinar entitled Tourism to Terengganu. I will present my opinions and also my experience when traveling in Terengganu. Alright, we start.
Alright, Miss Liyana, I have a question to ask to you. So what are the advantages if we are going to travel to Suranganu? Is there any unique things that we can discover there?
As we know, traveling in Terengganu is a very interesting place as most tourists either in the district or from outside the district often go on holiday to Terengganu. For example, during their weekends or school holidays weekends, therefore, there are several advantages if you visit to Terengganu, such as having their beautiful and attractive beaches and islands. You also being able to enjoy the unique beauty of nature and having its own handicrafts such as batik, songket, silk, weaving, and also copper products.
Wow, I'm so excited to hear about it. So I have a next question for you. Um, can you explain more? Where is the most interesting place to visit in Terengganu?
First of all, we will look at the beautiful and attractive island and also beaches in Terengganu. This is evidenced by the existence of Redang Island and Perhentian Island are considered one of the best diving places in the world. In fact, Redang Island has been said to the most beautiful island in Terengganu as well as in Asia because of its clear ocean water and white beaches that we usually see are definitely in Redang Island, Terengganu. Among the special attraction here is the sandbank by boat to stop there. Later on, you can take a walk while admiring a beautiful scenery of the blue ocean. The beautiful Terengganu White Boat has stated that the longest beach in Malaysia as far as 244 kilometers from north to south is in Terengganu.
Wow, I really think that our audience today have can get a useful information for our influencer for today. So, do you think that Terengganu has the other places to visit, such a memory place to visit?
Okay, let's we look next. Terengganu has beautiful and unique scenery. We can see that Terengganu is like a paradise for nature lovers, obviously. The uniqueness of the ecosystem, the shape and beauty of exotic flora and fauna with green landscape in the jungle as well as the beauty of beaches and islands always attract tourists. Located about 6 kilometers south of Kuala Terengganu City, Pandak Beach is one of the beaches of choice for visitors. The Bay Beach and partly rocky with rows of coconut trees provide a cozy atmosphere and are very suitable for recreation with our friends or family. So this is interesting and unique atmosphere can attract more tourists to vacation to Terengganu, even though it can reduce our stress by appreciating the beauty of nature there.
Wow, it sounds really good. So I guess everyone definitely love to travel to Terengganu after hearing your talk. So I have one more question to ask to you.
Yeah.
You said just now Terengganu has its own handicraft, right?
Yes.
So can I know how handicraft in Terengganu are made?
Alright, furthermore, the advantages of traveling in Terengganu, we can see the handicraft produced such as batik, songket, silk, weaving and copper products. Terengganu is a state rich in the production of interesting and beautiful handicrafts. Usually, handicrafts are the choice of visitors such as rattles, woven mats, mengkuang bags and others. Terengganu also is known as the largest producer of batik, from the traditional version of the stem sarung to the hand paint batik. Paint batik is like more Western inspired and liberal in the use pattern and mixing of colors with traditional motifs inspired by element of nature. You can also go to Nur Alpha Craft Complex that called NACC is famous as a must-stop destination when traveling to Terengganu. NACC also has various interesting attraction as a craft complex, especially batik. In this most people in Malaysia know that NACC as the largest batik pavilion in Malaysia. In this regard, Terengganu also has a copper heritage where copper craft items are traditionally made using by wax molds but now have shifted to the use of sand molds.
Wow, I can see it clearly that handicraft in Terengganu are very interesting and unique. So I guess everyone in this webinar would like to go to Terengganu and buy a handicraft at Terengganu, right? Okay, so before we end our session with our influencer for today, so Miss Liana, can you please give your last word to our audience today as an influencer?
Okay. All right, sure. It is clear that the advantages of traveling in Terengganu shows the uniqueness and beauty of the beaches and islands there. You can also enjoy the beauty of nature and have their handicrafts. So tourists can travel to Terengganu because there are various activities, handicrafts, and also interesting scenery that can be done there. As an influencer who has traveled to Terengganu before, I invite you all to travel here if you want to enjoy a fun vacation. You can also invite your friends or family members to travel here. That's all from me today. Thank you.
Alright, Miss Liana, thank you so much for your explanation. So, in my conclusion, I can see that Terengganu there are many advantages if we want to travel to Terengganu, right? This is because in Terengganu, there are many attractive islands and beaches for tourists to visit. For example, Redang Island and Petian Island that just said by Liana just now. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Liana. So we moving on to our third panel for today, which is Shima as a blogger. So Miss Shima, can you please introduce yourself to our audience today?
Okay, thanks to our moderator, Ms. Nabila. Hello, my name is Wan Nurshimah binti Ismail, and I'm a blogger who writes tips about tourism. I give tips about not specific only to Terengganu, but about the general one. You can browse my blog at happytourism.com for further details and also to get many interesting tips about travel, mostly about tips to find places to eat and also to sleep. Why I do focus more about eat and sleep on my blog? Because I do think that the best part of travel always be about food, and also not forget the accommodation. So I can guarantee that you will be not disappointed with my tips on my blog. So please go through my blog.
Alright, thank you, Miss. Alright, thank you, Miss Shima. I will definitely go through to your blog. Alright, so I have a question for you. So let's say if I'm going to travel solo soon, so is there any tip for me to be prepared for?
Okay, Ms. Nabila, regarding to your question, which is what you should do before traveling, I do think that to give yourself the best chance of getting a good experience during your upcoming trip, there are several things you can do during the days leading up to it. So the first thing is you always have to be prepared or had a plan ahead for your travel by maybe doing some research before the travel, because it is a big no-no for you go travel without any preparation. Don't do that. Because if you got no plan, especially about where to stay or about where to eat, you will wasting your time during your travel looking for wine. So as we all know that nowadays, social media always share about viral place for food and also best accommodation over all places. It's just we need to search the location and then we get the results. So use the TikTok or Instagram to find for a viral place. So trying to find for a viral place, either to sleep or eat, because if something is viral, so it must be good and it must be worth to try it.
Alright, thank you, Mishima, for your explanation. So as we know that if we are traveling alone, we only have ourselves. So we really need to take any precaution step in case anything bad happen to us. So thank you, such a good explanation and tips if you are traveling alone. So I have the next question for you, which is if someone is not really good in social media, how he or she can find a best place to eat or even to sleep. Can you please give us our example to the audience today?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Nabila, for the question. If you really want to get a taste of everyday life in a place you are traveling for, especially in Terengganu, but you don't really good with the social media, do not worry about that. Just go out and make friends with the local. Ask local for a recommendation. I mean, it's like it is their place, so they know the best and the very best about their place. Um, the people you meet and the advice that they offer will really enrich your trip. And I mean, like, if you're not lucky, not only you can find a free place to stay the night, but many local or hosts are happy to take tourists out for dinner, drinks, and show them the best places you might not find otherwise. Well, it's like killing two birds with one stone. So you should try this tip, which is make friends with the local.
Alright, Miss Shima, thank you so much for the tips. So I really hope that our audience today get a lot of useful information from our blogger for today. As for that, I really hope that our audience can make a proper planning for their upcoming holiday. So if you want to know more about traveling tips, you can check Shima's page at happytourism.com as she said just now. Alright, thank you, Miss Shima. So we are going to have a discussion with our last panel today, which is Miss Najihah as a tourist. So, hi Miss Najihah.
Hi, hello everyone. Okay, my name is Siti Najihah binti Zulkifli. I am the tourist and today I'll be sharing with you guys about my moment of traveling as a backpacker.
Alright, Miss Najihah, I'm very excited to know more about traveling alone with backpacker styles because I never have experience if I want to traveling alone. Alright, so I have a question for you. So, in your experience, what is the most challenging moment of traveling alone?
Okay, the most challenging moment of traveling alone that I would like to share with everybody here is the moment I went to Kapas Island located in Ssuranganu last year. I went there alone from my hometown, which is from Alostar, by bus to Jatimarang. There, I took a speedboat to the island. Once I arrived there were a group of boys approaching me since they knew that I am traveling alone because basically they can't see me without any friends or partner. So they were asking me, where do I check in? Did I come alone on this trip? But I was lucky because there were one guy. I think he is the owner of one campsite located at the island. He totally saved me from that scary moment when he asked the boys to leave me alone because he said he knew me that I am from his hometown. So I just walk away faster, heading to the hotel that I've booked before I arrived to that island. So the next day, I went to that base camp and thanked the man who had saved me that day. And I was lucky because the first day I arrived there, it was the last day for those boys. So traveling alone have to consider about personal safety more carefully. Furthermore, if we are ladies, and we have to be more extra careful on our safety and many more terms to be considered about. Maybe if we need our own me time, we could just go for a staycation that is near to our house to relax our mind. And it is safer because if anything bad happens on that day, we could ask help from our family. Yeah.
Alright, thank you, Miss Najihah, for sharing your experience. So I guess if we are traveling alone, we need to take a precaution step in case anything bad happen to us, right? So thank you for
Yes.
sharing your experience, and I really hope that our audience today the will get the information for their safety purpose. So I have the next question to you. If you are going to traveling alone, what about the cost of traveling? Is it a little bit pricey? Can you please share your experience with our audience today?
Yes, this is another disadvantage of traveling alone. When we are traveling alone, we do not have economies of scale. Therefore, some elements of our trip will be more expensive. For example, if we are traveling in group, we could share the expenses with our friends, such as on booking a hotel, renting a car, food, and many more, as we can split the bills among our friends. So, if you're traveling alone, the cost or expenses that we need to spend is all on us. There are no sharing or split the bill terms. So when I went to Kapas Island last year as a backpacker, I need to spend more money on hotel, speedboat, on meals, and so on. For example, a cup of tea can cost 5 ringgit on the island, but it is only can cost 1 ringgit on the land. So my tip on traveling as a backpacker, maybe we can cut costs on having a fancy meals. Yeah, I think that is all experience that I could share with everybody here about my moment of traveling to Kapas Island last year as a backpacker.
Alright, thank you, Miss Najihah, for sharing your experience. So I guess all the audience today will have the proper planning to traveling soon. Alright, so that's all for today. I think all the audience today already get a lot of new information about traveling in Tiranganu. Either it is an advantages and disadvantages if traveling to Suranganu. And we also provide the disadvantages if you are going to travel alone, right? So
Yeah.
thank you for today and thank you for joining our discussion today. And not forget to mention, I also want to thank to our panel today, which is Miss Hasha as a tour guide, Miss Liana as an influencer, Miss Shima as a blogger, and Miss Jiha as a tourist. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with our audience today. So I would like to ask a question to the audience. Do you guys have any question to ask to us?
Hi,
Hi, who's speaking?
I'm Hiza.
Hi, Hiza. All right.
Hi.
You
So
can.
I would like to ask Najihah one question.
All right.
Okay. Najihah, do you get any feeling lonely when traveling alone last time?
Okay, Iza, thank you for the question. Honestly, yes. I think there are certain times like I would feel lonely, especially when there are no ones around me that I can talk to and ask for a direction to go somewhere. And also when taking picture for my own memories, I would definitely miss my friend. This is because when traveling with your friends, we could make jokes, laugh, and do silly things together. Last time when I went to Kapas Island alone, I saw a group of girls who traveled together. They had so much fun laughing together, playing around, running, kayaking in group, and suddenly I just felt so lonely. Even though it is good sometimes to be alone in order to find ourselves back, it is always more safe and more fun if we travel in group or with a partner to make it less lonely. I think that is all from me, Iza.
All right.
Oh,
Thank you,
I
Miss.
see. Yeah. Okay, thank you for sharing, Najihah.
All right, Najihah. So I
Welcome.
guess if we are going to travel alone, it's not a big deal because we can have a me time, right? And we can have a self love, I guess, if we are going to travel alone, right? All right. So that's all for today. So I really hope that our audience for today get a lot of useful information if you want to travel to Tiranganu. Alright, so my roommate already paste a link in the chat box. So don't forget to fill in your name before leaving this webinar. And not forget to mention as well, thank you so much, Madam Kursa, for joining our online webinar today.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, cakap.